right, friends, we're going to be looking at rounding in math today. Now, rounding is something that we have discussed in school, but it might be something that sort of just flew out of your brain. So we're going to do a quick reminder video of it. Here I have rounding to the nearest 10. The directions are round to the nearest place given. So here we have to round to the nearest 10. Remember, the tens digit is this guy here. We have the ones digit, the tens digit, and the hundreds digit. When we round to the nearest 10, we need to find which 10 is closest to 542. So if I used a number line and I were counting by tens, I'm not going to start at 0 because then I would have to count a lot of tens to get up to 542. So I'm going to count the tens that are around 542. Remember, tens always end in a 0. So what number is ending in 0 or really close to 542? Well, we have 540, and then the 10 after 540, think about what would just come after 40. You don't even think about the 500. After 40 comes 50, but we are working in the 500s, so I have to add my 500 there too. Okay, 540 and 550 are the tens that are around 542. Now I have to figure out which one is 542 closer to. And to do that, I like to add in the middle number. Now we know that 5 is halfway between 0 and 10. So halfway between 540 and 550 is 545. This can help me see which side 542 would be on, because the number 42, you know, comes before the number 45. So on my chart, 542 would go about right here, which means 542 is nearest this 10, 540. It's much closer to that 10 than this 10. Rounding the nearest 10, 540. All right, let's do another one. 371. All right, I'm going to put my chart out. 371. What are the two tens that surround 371? Now, I don't even have to look at the 300 right now. I can use 71 if that makes it easier for me. I know that 71, the number that ends in 0, really close to that, is 70. But I am working in the 300s, so I have to plop my 300 in there. And then if I were counting by tens, 50, 60, 70, 80. But again, I'm working in 300. Now, 371, I know, counting by ones, that 371 would come right after 370. So this time, I don't even have to put in the middle number. You could if it would help you, but you don't have to. I know that 371 is just one away from 370, so that has to be the closer number. Keep practicing rounding by 10, and we're going to move on to rounding by hundreds. So you can either pause the video and finish the tens or come back to them later. When rounding to the nearest 100, the process is really, really similar. We draw our line. Our first number here is 481, okay? But the directions are to round to the nearest 100. So the hundreds place is this guy right here. Just like in the tens, when we had to find the two tens that surround the number, we have to find the two hundreds that surround the number. Now, 481, you can always look at that first digit to give you the smaller 100. 4, and since we're talking about hundreds, 0, 0. And then if you're counting by hundreds, 100, 200, 300, 400, the next 100 is 500. All right, and in the middle, halfway between 400 and 500, is 450. That will help me see, I know that 81 is more than 50. So 481